A game for your life, the skeletal figure said. You choose, I replied. I've never been much for games, or for life. For the first time in as long as they could remember, Death smiled. We could share a drink instead. Coffee or tea? The choice is yours. Death spread his bony arms, gesturing toward a mug of coffee and a cup of tea that emerged from the table. The man, not keen on thinking too hard how would this talking skeleton drink, grabbed the coffee and drank from it. All around him, many souls milled through the massive hall of many tables and chairs. Each took their seat before their death to play a game of their choosing. Most played chess, if only because it's the game that permeated the public conscious. Some had gathered in larger groups for tabletop gaming, with new figurines and dices of weird shapes he no longer recognized. Would you like to talk? We have all the time in this afterlife. It is okay if you do not wish to play a game for your life. If I opt out of playing, what happens to me? The man asked, his hands releasing his tight grip on the mug of coffee. You stay as long as you need. I will be with you. He stared into the empty mug, opaque and reflecting nothing within. All his life, he did as he was told. By his parents, by his teachers, by his boss and by his wife. When he wasn't pleasing others, he just wanted to rest. Maybe he wasn't into life, or living at all because it was a game, and he didn't like games. The game of life was especially hard, with all these unwritten rules. So the orders from others felt like the closest things to game rules that made sense to him. What's the big deal with playing a game with death and being rewarded with life? Why do something he didn't want to earn something he didn't like? We have a room for those who wish to rest. Death broke the silence and signaled for the man to follow him. He numbly followed, the same way a tired man would trudge back to bed after a long day. Not too different from the sluggish days of dragging his feet to work, or being a mindless tag along at his wife's shopping trips. They left the large hall of many tables and games to venture down a long hallway of many doors. Pick a room. Any room. You will find what you need. What did he need? He never thought hard about it. The man had many wants and dreams, but those had mostly fizzled out over the years. All except one. He picked the nearest door where they stood and opened it. Within was a bed, his childhood bed but larger to accommodate his larger frame. The same red car bed with black fenders and a streak of lightning on the hood. He didn't need to be told. It was all instinctive, natural. He plunked himself onto the bed, enjoying the familiar sights and sounds of his bedroom. From his favorite toy constellations hanging above the ceiling and the bedtime story narrations from the old cassette player. For the first time in a long time, the man slept well.